DeepSeek has attracted a lot of attentions. DeepSeek R1 achieves performance comparable to OpenAI O1 across math, code, and reasoning tasks. You can see the evaluation results. It is pretty impressive. The most important is that it is open source and free to use. In this video, we demonstrate how to create a high-performance chatbot using Voiceflow, DeepSeek AI, R1, surpassing ChatGPT, and the open-source workflow automation tool, n8n. DeepSeek R1 is now live and open source, rivaling ChatGPT O1 model. We are going to install the DeepSeek R1 model via Ollama. We go to Ollama's website. You can click to download the software according to your computer's operation system. The website detects my computer using Linux, and I only need to click to make a copy of this command. If you use Windows, follow the instruction to install the software. We can open a terminal, and we can paste the command. If it is your first time, you may also need to install curl. Follow the instruction, and enter the command to install curl. We also include the version number. After we enter the command, the terminal is installing curl. After the curl is installed, we enter the command to continue to install Ollama. When it is finished, it creates an Ollama user. When it is done, we can enter the command, ollama. If you see the information like this, it means Ollama has been successfully installed on your computer. Next, we are going to install DeepSeek R1 model. On the Ollama website, we click the Models button. We see the DeepSeek R1 on the top. It has different training size. You can select different models according to your needs. For instance, here we choose 1.5B model. We click the button to make a copy of the command. Back to the terminal, we paste the command and run it. After it finishes, we can see success. It suggests sending a message. Let us test the model and simply say hello. DeepSeek replies with, "Hello, how can I assist you today?" When you see this, it means the DeepSeek R1 model has been successful running on your computer. Good job. In another terminal, we enter the command npx n8n to run n8n. If interested, please watch our previous video showing how to install and run n8n. We will use it to connect Voiceflow and DeepSeek. When it is ready, we can see the address localhost with the port 5678. We can make a copy of this link. On the browser, we enter the link and we see the login page. We can simply sign into the account. After signing in, we are now on the overview page. We have some previously built workflows. Let us create a new workflow. We are going to add an Ollama chat model. We can search Ollama. We see the Ollama chat model. We can add it to the step. We click to add new credential. We see the base URL of localhost with port 11434. We click to save it. It shows the connection tested successfully. This is good. In the model, we select the DeepSeek R1 model with 1.5B that we have just installed. All looks good. We click to go back to Canvas. Now, let us test the chat. We simply enter hello to test the DeepSeek reply. We can see the status, meaning the model is working on it. We see the node executed successfully. It also shows the reply from DeepSeek. It says, "Hello. How can I assist you today?" This is cool. It works. Next, instead of the chat node, we will use a webhook to connect to Voiceflow. So we can delete the chat node. In order to use the webhook, you can still run n8n on localhost. But we will run a tunnel so that the workflow can be connected on any website on the internet. We use this command to start the tunnel. Again, you may watch our previous video showing how to set it up. n8n will assign a tunnel URL that we can use to connect the webhook from anywhere on the internet. Back to the n8n canvas, we click to add a trigger for the workflow. We choose on webhook call. The URL of the webhook is a tunnel URL instead of the local host. If you do not start a tunnel, you will see the localhost URL instead. We select the HTTP method as post, because we will pass the user question from Voiceflow Chatbot to the webhook. For the path, you can replace it with your desired one. Here, I just leave it as is. We do not need authentication. We will change the respond later. In the option, we choose field name for binary data. Because we will pass the user question, we change the field name to question. Back to the canvas, we connect the webhook node with the ollama chat model node. In the chat model node, the user message is set to chat trigger node by default, and we need to change it to define below to use the data from the webhook. We will add an expression instead of a fixed value. The expression can have variables. We need to use the input from the webhook step, which contains the user question. We will extract the user question using an expression with a specific structure. This expression is in JavaScript, which is wrapped in double curly brackets. The input is in JSON format with the item, JSON, body, and question. In this way, the user question is extracted and passed to DeepSeek. In the settings, we choose Always Output Data. After the DeepSeek reply, we will send the DeepSeek answer back to Voiceflow. In order to do this, we are going to add a webhook response node at the end of the workflow. In the webhook parameters and in the respond, we have the immediate response by default. Let us change it to using respond to webhook node. In this node, we will set the response with the DeepSeek answer. We are going to add the node. In the search, we enter respond, and click on the respond to webhook icon. We will return JSON data to Voiceflow, so, we need to change the respond with to JSON. In the response body, we select expression. We just need to pass the DeepSeek answer back to Voiceflow. In the JSON object, we have the answer as the key, and the value is a JavaScript expression. We use a method called stringify to convert the data to JSON string. The input is the data from the previous step containing the DeepSeek answer. We use this structure to extract the text, which is the answer we want. This answer will be passed to Voiceflow and displayed to the user. We also add an option. We have the respond code with 200 as the default value. This means the successful HTTP request. In the settings, we choose Always to Output Data. Now we have built a workflow. The webhook is the trigger to receive the user question from Voiceflow. The DeepSeek gets the question and replies with the answer. The answer is passed back to Voiceflow via the respond node. Do not forget to save the workflow. In order to accept the HTTP request from the internet, we need to make the workflow active. Now the workflow is ready to connect to Voiceflow. In the webhook node, we need to copy the production URL. We switch to the production URL tab and click on the URL to make a copy. We will use it in Voiceflow. In the Voiceflow extension, we will need to use this URL to make HTTP request. We should paste the URL in the variable, so the code will be used in the fetch function. We will talk about the extension later. Back on the n8n canvas, we can check the execution history, which is very helpful when we do debugging. For instance, let us click one of my previous workflows. We can click the Executions tab. We can see a list of the past executions. If we double-click on the webhook node, we will see the details of input and out data. In this case, we have the body with the user question passed from Voiceflow. In the next node, we have the output data with the DeepSeek answer. In the respond node, we can see the output data to be returned to Voiceflow. This is very useful for debugging. If there is anything wrong, we can check the workflow to find out which step has an error. Next, let us move to Voiceflow. We have a very simple chatbot. The user can enter his question, and the chatbot returns the DeepSeek answer to the user. The first block is a message block asking the user to enter his question. We then use a capture block to capture the entire user reply and save it to the variable question. We use a custom action block to implement an extension. The type name is ext_n8n. In the body, we select the JSON. In the data, we have the question as the key and the value is passed with the question variable. In the path, we enter complete. Finally, we turn on this stop on action, so the chatbot will wait until DeepSeek finishes and returns its answer. We then use a set block to set the variable. we save the DeepSeek reply to the answer variable. In the expression, we use the last event payload to extract the answer from DeepSeek. At the end, we use a message block to display the answer to the user. The message block connects to the capture block to form a loop, so that the user can enter his next question. Let us publish the chatbot. We go to the canvas, and click the integration icon. In the widget, we can see two tabs. There is a legacy, which has old code snippet and will be stopped functioning on April 15 this year. We choose the new tab, and make a copy of the code snippet to use it in our integration. We notice the difference is that we have the widget next to load the chatbot faster and safer with some new functions. In the index.html file, we paste the code snippet before the closing body tag. We change the script type to module. We have the code to import the extension. We also add the extension in the assistant. In the extension file, we follow the pattern. You can also let Cursor AI to generate the code for you. Please watch our previous videos for details. As shown previously, we have the tunnel URL. Recall that the user question has been passed from the custom action block on the Voiceflow canvas. In the data, we have the object containing the user question. We use fetch function, and pass the arguments with the tunnel URL of the webhook on n8n. The method is post. We have the headers, and in the body, we use the JOSN stringify method to convert the data to JSON string. When the promise is done, we check if the response status is okay. If not, we throw an error. Otherwise, we return the JSON of the response, which contains the DeepSeek answer. Then we send the answer to Voiceflow. We define the type as complete. In the payload, we pass the answer to Voiceflow. We use a catch block to catch errors if there is any. In the terminal, we use the command HTTP server to run the website. The URL is localhost with port 8080. Let us go to the browser and enter the URL. We start the chatbot and enter the question, what is the largest ocean? Let us see if DeepSeek gives an answer. DeepSeek replies, the largest ocean on Earth is the Pacific Ocean, spanning over 30,000 miles, 4,820 kilometers, of water. This works fantastically. Next, let us test a more complicated question. We give a data containing the salaries of 3 people, and let DeepSeek figure out who has the highest salary among them. This tests DeepSeek's reasoning capability. This shows the reasoning steps. It is streaming now. Really good. It has the comparison steps. Let us see the final answer. Kate has the highest salary with 60,000. This is wonderful. The whole workflow works as expected. We have the Voiceflow chatbot connected with n8n to use DeepSeek R1 model. It is self-hosted and completely free. This has a lot of potentials. We will have more videos on this in the future. Stay tuned. If you like this video, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. If you have any comments and suggestions, please let us know. Thank you for your support.